Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Discworld Noir. So we're still talking to this Night Watchman.
When I
We're gonna ask
gave
him some more
Mundy's
stuff.
description to the Watchman, he became animated. Well, not that animated, but more animated than he had been.
That's the one. He tried to break into the warehouse the other night.
You're sure?
Or maybe I just like stringing you along for fun.
What happened?
I scared him off. I'd like to know where he is now, though. It doesn't look good to have people get away with breaking into a place like this. Bad for our reputation.
Oh, I'm sure. Because everyone respects you, and this would just put a total stop to all those dinner party invitations.
Oi, watch it.
Okay, so he tried to break in. That's interesting to know. Let's ask about these two.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
Sorry, I don't get to socialize. It's the night.
Okay, so he doesn't know anything about them. Anything about the murders.
Do you know anything about the recent murders in Ankh-Morpork?
That's nothing to do with me.
Suspicious. He's not going to know about the Salachi Mausoleum, is he? Okay, say bye.
I have a feeling I'll see you later.
I can't wait.
Oh, what's happening? Okay.
If it wasn't for the watchman, I could probably get in through the doors. As it was, I needed another plan.
That was weird.
I couldn't carry. I couldn't tell what the crates contained, and frankly,
Oh, we can go around there. Oh, something there. I believe there was a thing that flashed up. Or was that just the Ankh? Oh, that's just the Ankh.
the River Ankh. Probably the only river in the universe on which you could chalk the outline of a corpse.
What's going on up here?
The skylight sat on the roof, an inviting alternative entrance.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I remember how to do that. Anyway, let's leave for now, because we can't do anything else here, I don't think. But I can try and make that, the entrance to that, work. But no, I don't think I can do it yet. I believe that thing I was talking about before should be a thing now. Hopefully. Yep, there we go.
The note had been pushed under my door by Carlotta.
Luton, I am anxious to see you again and to find out how the case is going. Come to the von Uberwald mansion on Moon Pond Lane. Carlotta von Uberwald.
There we go.
So, Carlotta was a member of the von Uberwalds, one of the richest and most reclusive families in Ankh-Morpork. That explained why she could afford to offer to pay me so much. It didn't explain why she hadn't got around to paying me yet, but I could wait. At least until the rent was due.
Oh my god, oh my god. Wah, 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 wah. Oh no, I didn't get a wah, 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 wah. Anyway, that's a whole new world to go to now.
I already had a bad feeling about the Mundy case. But learning that my employer was a von Uberwald didn't fill me with confidence. I didn't know the facts about the von Uberwalds, but the rumors were bad enough.
May I help you, sir?
You could let me in for a start.
Very good, sir.
And don't call me sir.
As you wish, sir. May I take your coat and hat, sir?
Thanks, but no. I feel naked without them.
That must make it difficult to clean them.
Was that a joke?
I never joke, sir. It's not my job. I may lie, dissemble or deceive, but I never joke.
Look, I don't want you to take my coat, okay?
But of course, sir. Sir is welcome to drip all over the immaculate hardwood floor that I spent several hours polishing this morning, because Sir is a guest, and Sir is entitled to do whatever Sir wishes.
Let's have a chat with Bowles.
Nice house.
Sir's taste in architecture must be quite exquisite, to so accurately summarize the many splendid cornices and archaic stained-glass frescoes of this splendid Lorenzian building as nice.
You have a gift for making people feel welcome, don't you?
One is blessed.
It's little Butler, not tiny Butler. What am I on about? Little Butler. You people have too much money.
So what do you make of Carlotta, then?
Sir?
Carlotta. Carlotta von Uberwald. She does live here, doesn't she?
Indeed, sir. Sir is as dogged in his pursuit of the truth as he is determined to warp the incalculably valuable hardwood floor by his persistent dripping.
You're not going to give up on this hardwood floor thing, are you?
As ever, Sir is both astute and incredibly stubborn.
What about Carlotta?
She is also quite astute and most definitely stubborn.
What do you think about her, then?
I am not paid to form opinions, sir, merely to perform menial actions such as guarding the hardwood floor, a task I am, alas, failing in at the current time.
Will you shut up about the hardwood floor?
As Sir wishes. I will no longer mention how Sir is irrevocably damaging timber felled by the hand of the 77th Earl of Ankh. Boards that have lain here for longer than Sir has been alive, and that were first laid before Sir's father was even a glint in the eye of his grandfather, whomsoever that may have been.
You're not going to know any... you might know about Monday, I guess.
Do you know anything about a man named Mundy?
Regrettably, sir, I know nothing about that person.
Murders, I guess.
Do you know anything about the recent murders in Ankh-Morpork?
I don't know anything about any murders, sir.
You wouldn't happen to know your way around the Salaci family mausoleum by any chance?
Sir has many questions, but alas, I have...
Wonderful. But can you actually do anything for me,
I'll be
mate?
back. I bet you can't wait.
Indeed, sir. My anticipation is almost tangible.
Go and polish that floor, will you?
I don't want to leave. I want to meet Carlotta. Oh, I've got to show him the note. Okay, obviously I do.
Hello again.
I take it Sir still does not wish for me to take Sir's coat.
No.
Very good, sir. Please feel free to continue to damage the priceless hardwood floor.
You said you wouldn't talk about that anymore. You liar.
I have an invitation from Carlotta.
Ah, Sir is as quick to reach the point of Sir's visit as a tortoise with a war wound is in crossing a very large desert. I will fetch Mistress Carlotta for Sir, provided Sir would be so kind as to wait here and not to touch the valuable and irreplaceable furniture that adorns the room Sir is currently dripping on.
I'll see what I can do.
I think he walks really weirdly, if I recall. Yep, look at him go. Whee.
I couldn't think of a good reason.
I'm not trying to steal it, you idiot.
The painting bore a striking resemblance to Carlotta.
The Duchess Charlotte von Uberwald, née Leopoldine. My predecessor, in a sense.
I'm pretty sure I just heard a page turning, like she was reading it out of a script.
Are you a duchess?
No.
Well.
But the resemblance is impressive, isn't it? My husband was struck by it from the moment I met him.
Where is your husband?
Dear Ulrich passed away during a civil uprising in Uberwald several years ago. Quite a terrible business, actually. Peasants, pitchforks, burning torches, the usual sort of thing.
Usual?
For Uberwald, certainly. Their ways may seem barbaric, but it's just the way things have always been done. If there wasn't a civil uprising every few years, I do believe the nobility would be most disappointed. Dying at the hands of a mob in a burning castle is practically traditional.
Tradition important to you, is it?
Ever the investigator, eh, Luton? Even your employer isn't beyond suspicion.
My old boss used to say that everyone was guilty of something.
And what are you guilty of?
Too many things, sweetie, but nothing you need to know about. So what's the story with you and Ulrich?
Do you believe in love at first sight, Luton?
It saves a lot of time, certainly.
Ulrich fell for me the moment we met. I guess seeing that painting every day probably helped.
Don't sell yourself short. You have a few assets of your own. I'm sure it was an equitable transaction.
You think I married him for his money?
Did you?
Let me tell you something, Luton. I've been rich and I've been poor. Rich is better.
Did you love him?
Does it matter?
It matters to me.
Maybe I did. I guess it depends on what love is.
Love is a moment of weakness that allows someone to hurt you more than you ever thought possible. Men were given the strength to be brutes to women, and women were given love to wreak their revenge.
Who was she, Luton?
Who?
The one who left you with such a high opinion of women. She must have been quite a gal.
Boy, also.
You wanted to know how the case was going.
A girl's got to have hobbies.
I think I'm getting somewhere.
We're all getting somewhere, Luton. The question is, am I going to like where you're going?
I guess we'll just have to find that out the old-fashioned way.
That's me, an old-fashioned girl.
Like the girl in the picture.
The Duchess? She was quite a trendsetter in her era. She wore her dress so high, you could almost see her ankles.
My heart is pounding at the thought. I don't have much to tell you about the case, I'm afraid.
You still haven't found Mundi?
Not yet. I might do a better job if I had more money at my disposal.
Ah, yes, of course. You haven't been paid yet.
Well, it had crossed my mind.
I'm sure I could sort something out.
I didn't doubt that she could. The question was, would she? And more to the point, when would she? What can you tell me about the Duchess?
The Duchess Charlotte von Uberwald. Born Charlotte Ameliorati Victoire Tangerine Leopoldine, she married the Duke when she was 13, which was the style at the time. She was considered a risque dilettante by most of the nobility of Uberwald, and rumors abounded that she caused the heart attack that killed the Marquis of Grand Mao when she showed him her naked knees. Her corset was said to be so tight that her first pregnancy went into extra time, and her first and only son had learned his first word by the time he was born.
You're pretty good on this family history business, then.
I dabble.
Can you read this?
Let's try not to get too sidetracked.
Did.
Does this mean...
Let's try...
Let's try indeed.
I need your help.
I'm not hard to get, Luton. All you have to do is ask.
I need your knowledge. I need to find a particular tomb in the Salaci Mausoleum, but I don't know enough about genealogy. You do.
The Salaci Mausoleum? That could be trouble.
Don't worry. I'm not going to mess with the tombs. I know better than to offend a family whose ties with the Assassin's Guild go back to its very foundation. I just want to see if someone's buried there.
Who's the stiff?
A troll named Therma.
A dead troll? You don't get much stiffer than that, I suppose.
Will you help me or not?
Of course, although I'm not really properly dressed for a mausoleum. You don't mind waiting while I get changed?
It's not like Therma's going anywhere.
If Sarah is not too busy, the master of the house wishes a word with you.
And if I am too busy,
The master of the house still wishes a word with you.
lead the way.
What?
sounds
And
like
I
it
shall be
could be
forced to
fun.
beg, it said.
Did I say beg, sir? I meant resort to violence.
In which case, lead the way.
This game is so broken. Like, lead the way. Lead the way. Here we are. Oh, audio's not going very well here.
Mr. Luton. As I understand it, my daughter-in-law has retained you to investigate. You know who I am.
What? So
That's correct.
Then I take it you will be a frequent visitor to my house.
It seems likely.
Do you know who I am?
I know that they call you the Count.
Do you know why they call me the Count? Because I am a Count. Count Henning von Überwald. One of the Blints von Überwalds, I ought to add, because frankly, Überwald had an uncountable number of counts. And I'm trapped in Ankh-Morpork at the moment because my current infirmity prohibits me from leaving.
That's between me and her.
Between leaving from what? What's happening? That doesn't explain
That doesn't
why you wanted to see
explain why
me.
you wanted to see
Oh,
me.
there we go.
I wish to know what my daughter-in-law has you investigated.
That's between me and her.
No, Mr. But mine are. You see, Carlotta's hands are not on the von Überwald purse strings, but mine are.
So you're saying I won't get paid unless I tell you what I'm doing?
No, I'm implying that. Whether or not you actually get paid is a different issue.
What's it to you?
I get very bored. I'm interested as to what goes on around me.
All right. I'm tracking someone for her.
Someone who is missing?
That's right. A man named Mundy.
Oh, I see. Very well. If you keep me informed on the progress of the case periodically, I will. But mine are.
What? I will ensure that you receive payment. It's just crazy, this scene.
You said you have to stay in the conservatory. Why?
I'm not a well man, Mr. Luton. It is hard to say how long I have for this world, or indeed if the next world will take me.
What's so special about the conservatory?
Ankh-Morpork is too hot. Temperature I feel most comfortable
Too
with.
hot and humid for my
I
tastes.
had the conservatory built especially. It's colder than the rest of the house. I keep it at the temperature I feel most comfortable with.
Why so cold?
You ask too many questions.
I'm an investigator. It's my job.
Well, be thankful that I find your impertinence charming, or else I might be forced to teach you a lesson.
In your condition?
You would be surprised at just what I can do in my condition, Mr. Luton.
So I'm pretty sure he's a vampire, but I'm not 100% sure.
So if I keep you informed on how the Mundy case is going, you'll ensure that I get paid?
As much as it is in my power to do so, yes.
And what if I mention this to Carlotta? Maybe she's got the money from other sources and doesn't need the family money.
A possibility. Very well. I'll offer to pay you irrespective of whether Carlotta pays you herself.
That seems a little unethical dilemmas.
Unethical.
I'll
I
pay
don't know
you
what the reference
twice
is, sorry.
your usual fees.
Well, what do you know? Suddenly I've resolved all my ethical dilemmas.
I don't know what's up with
Ethics
him and
are a
glitchiness.
salve for the poor, Luton.
I am the poor.
You sound as if you are proud of the fact.
The poor are often prouder than the rich. They know that what they have can't be taken away.
Why would anyone want to take their poverty away?
I didn't say the poor were smart. I said they were proud. So the von Uberwalds are wealthy then?
Oh,
Not compared to some, but we have more than enough to look after our own.
Is Carlotta one of your own?
When she
keep staring
married
at me.
into us, she became stronger than opinions.
You sound like you don't approve.
My opinions of Carlotta are not the
Lead into the clan.
They're not the issue.
traditions and ties of blood are stronger than opinions.
But there is no tie of blood between you and Carlotta. She married into the clan.
Mr. Luton, there are ties of blood.
Between
In
all the Von Uberwalds.
Uberwald, blood is very well, man,
Very.
Mr. Luton.
What is going on?
Important.
Important. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I apologise that this is so crazy. I will come back and talk to him a bit more, probably.
Now let's get this
Oh,
straight.
God, now we're doing
We're
this.
looking for a troll named Therma.
As far as I know, yes, but she may be in here under the name
Right, right, same
Madame
thing.
Lodestone.
Okay, then we can rule out the Fornix Sanguis Ceruleus,
What?
the Blue Blood Vault. We can probably eliminate the heroic decapitated war veterans vault and the thoroughbred pet vault. Do you know what relation this troll had to the Selaci family?
Does there have to be one?
She wouldn't be buried here if she wasn't.
Well, your guess is as good as mine. It took Carlotta a while to work it out, but we eventually found a Madame Lodestone in the Fornix Familis, the servitor's vault. Guess she used to keep the floors real clean or something.
Here we are. Madame Lodestone.
There's an inscription. Madame Lodestone, singer and retainer of Lord Robert Selaci, taken from us when her house collapsed, returning her to the rubble from... Not
When
much
she
of an
came.
epitaph. Still, it's more than I expect mine will say. I'll probably end up with whatever's written on the cement bag round my feet. Carlotta? Carlotta? She disappeared without even a word. I couldn't work that woman out. Still, she'd found me the tomb, which left me trying to decide whether or not to tell Malachite.
Anyway, hopefully next week the episodes won't be so bonkers in terms of like the dialogue going mental. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it regardless of that, and if you did, then feel free to like and subscribe and come back next week when we'll probably go tell Malachite. Even though he said he couldn't decide, I've decided for him. So there we go. Bye bye.